Good morning. I actually didn't feed Eddie last night because I had someone over quoting on my dam actually, where I wanted to build a new dam. So I don't feel too bad because emus can actually go a month without eating. But what's interesting is normally I have my dogs here, but I just put my bins out, so they're in the back of my car. I have to drive down my driveway. Oh, you can't really see. Oh, there we go. Drive down my driveway all the way to my gate at the front there, and then down another little driveway to put my bins out. So thank God I've got my little car. But because of that, and I didn't feed Eddie last night, I went into the barn and got his feed and then gave him a feed. And because I don't have the dogs here, he's coming right up and he's super, super relaxed. Oh, sorry, darling. All right, I'll come back, sorry. And I've done a little bit of research. Eddie is definitely a boy because it's the boys that do the drumming. And they do the drumming noise for mating. So I'm super stoked that I got it right. And my beautiful, beautiful boy, Eddie, is a boy. He's a real, real boy. Look at him. He is just gorgeous. What my plan is for him, because I don't like the idea that he's stuck in a little paddock. My plan for him is I've been feeding him since December and it is now middle of March. And when I first started feeding him, as soon as I found out that he wasn't anybody, like he was a stray almost, I was like, well, now he's mine. And I tried some. I feed the kangaroos just every now and again. I don't like them to be reliant on me because they are wild animals. But this is a bit different with Eddie because Eddie, yes, he's a wild animal, but he is penned in this paddock. And this paddock is probably, I don't know, 5 acres, 10 acres. And that's not big for an emu. Emus, travel kilometres. They can run 50 kilometres per hour. So what's 10 acres to him, So the reason I'm telling you this is because it means he can't get to food. So if no one's feeding Eddie, he doesn't get to eat. Because, yeah, they're wild animals, but they need more than 10 acres to survive. I'm just coming back a bit because he's just getting a little bit freaked out because I think he sort of thinks if I'm here then my dogs are here, so I think that's what he's looking for. But that's what I'm saying is because he doesn't have very much room, he can't go out, so that's why I try and feed him all the time, especially in summer when there is nothing. I mean, look at Eddie's paddock. It is terrible. Look at what he's living in, That's the ground. This part up the front, close where I actually feed him, that's the fire break, so that's really dry. But, the whole paddock is just yuck. And so my plan is once my dogs and him can sort of live together, then I will bring him over here and he can have my whole block because so this is right, and he's right next to my barley garden. So there's my barley garden, and then there's Eddie, and then then I've got this this ridiculous room that, is perfect for an emu. And I can watch him, And around my house is fence, so my dogs can't get out unless I'm out. And like the kangaroos, Eddy will learn that if we're coming, he'll go somewhere where the dogs and I don't go. Because these wild animals, they're very, very clever. They know how to be. But I want him to be able to roam around and eat. I've got a lot of, as you can see, I will clean all this up too, but I've got a lot of beautiful bushes and trees and stuff that he can munch on. And then I will, of course, be watching out and making sure that he's eating well and stuff. So yeah, that's my plan for him. I don't plan on keeping him in that paddock, but at the moment it's working and he's getting fed, he's protected, he's safe. But him and my dogs, because there's another corner up here where my dogs and him can actually, sort of be very close. And Eddy comes and annoys him. And I think, you have to remember that emus are herd creatures. And they're used to having other emus around. So I don't know if you can see, but there's a fence. Then there's a little bit of room there from the gate there that the dogs and Eddy can hang out together. And every now and again, Eddy will throw his head over the fence and it looks like he's attacking them, but he's not. I think he's, it's almost like he's trying to play chasey with them. The kangaroos have done some serious digging here. That's just madness. I think Eddy's just saying, would you bugger off so I can have my brekkie? First you don't feed me, and then you feed me late, and then you hang around and annoy me while I'm trying to eat. Like, woman, give me a break. So I think I'll, take Eddy's hint and let him be. But I really wanted to show you Eddy eating, because he is just honestly the most finest creature. And I actually, growing up, I spent the first 6 years of my life on a sheep farm, and I have to say I hated emus. They scared the crap out of me. I was just this little kid, and I don't know, every time we happened to have an interaction with an emu, it was always like scary. So I just thought they were scary birds. But I have to say, I'm so glad that I've met Eddy, because he is just low energy, this really placid, humble, fun-loving bird that I am just, and he just, struts. I mean, come on, that's a strut. He is just gorge. And I've just fallen in love with him. And I'm just so impressed. Like, there's just so many crazy facts about them, because I'm just so fascinated. I want to know what he eats, how he lives, what he does, all of that. I want to have it all set up for when he comes. That's why I don't have any animals on my farm, is because my land just isn't set up, and I don't want to get animals and then really struggle to feed them and home them and stuff. I just think it's our crazy way of doing stuff that, we could do it so much better. So before he comes, I want it all set up and all beautiful. But I have to say, he really, they're crazy things. Like, they eat gravel because their stomachs are made to digest. And it's almost like the gravel helps them digest other food, because that's how their digestive system is made. And you think it has to be made like that to not be able to eat for a whole month. So you think, of course, their digestive system isn't going to be the same as ours, because they just do so many different things, So, it's just so... And also the male sits on the eggs and then looks after them, the whole time, teaches them, pretty much for like 2 years. So I just have such a respect for these male emus now and we use in my Ugg boot business, in my Ugg boot company, or Eagle Wools, we sell emu oil. And I have to tell you, I have used it myself. It is a remarkable product, and Aboriginals have been using it for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. I actually did a big read up. Emus aren't called emus by the Aboriginals at all. That is a Dutch word, I'm pretty sure, and it just means big bird. They call it something, but they love the emu because they eat the meat, and only at certain times of the year when there's nothing else, then they will eat the emu. They use the feathers, they use the oil in the feathers. They also use the feathers for, bedding and ceremonies and all of those things. They use the feet, which are very big, for digging tools and sharp tool utensils that they can use, for hunting and fishing and all of those things. So they, really respect this bird that gives them so much. And I am so impressed by Eddy and his mates. I just think he's just an underrated bird. We don't know enough about him. And you know what's crazy? He's on our coat of arms. Him and my humble buddy, the kangaroo, are on the coat of arms. And do you know why they're on the coat of arms? Not because of all these remarkable things that they do. Is because they don't go backwards. So, they're saying to people, you should always be moving forwards. And, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good enough reason to have this remarkable creature on our coat of arms. I just think there's so many other amazing things that he does that we should talk about, share and respect, and just think, you know what, he's one of us. And that's my thing. I will get Eddy a partner one day. It will be Eddy and Edwina, Eddy and friends. And honestly, I promise you, I am looking after Eddy's next generation. I think, and they don't live long, 5 to 10 years. So I really, really want to make sure that, he has a good life. I think that's our little job. Yeah, you can't look after everything, and you can't, save everything, and you grow everything and all of these things. But the things that do come on your path, grab hold and see, can you make a difference in that creature's life? Could you do something that, makes that creature's life a little better? So, yep, Eddy's not going to come back. So I will leave you now. But I just wanted to show you Eddy eating, and what my plans were for Eddy. And also that I really want people to know that also my way of doing it is, I'm not saying I'm doing it right and everyone else is doing it wrong at all. I'm just saying this is how I'm doing it. This is what's come across my path. This is my opinion. And also this is what I have learnt and noticed over the years. And I'm just putting it into practice. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I will not repeat stupidity. I will try something different. This little pigeon, I have to show you, he's sitting there. Can you see him? This little pigeon every day comes outside my bedroom window. I've got plants there, and I don't know, just hangs. It's really amazing. Sorry, I've got a bee coming in for the photo shoot too. But oh look, do you know why? He's come down to eat Eddy's food. He knows where the food is. Sorry, scared him. So there we go. That's why he's come down here, because he knows there's some yummy food. And this is, you know, every little bit matters. It just goes to show you, you know, here I am feeding Eddy, and I'm also feeding the native birds, and I also know the little rabbits come out and have a little munch. You know, so you don't know how many animals you're actually helping just by doing one little tiny thing, you know, you really don't. And as I say all the time, every little bit matters. Doesn't matter how small it is that you're doing, you are making a difference just by doing that one little thing. And as I said, you know, look at the thing. I just, you know, fed Eddy, and I've changed a creature's life so much just by doing a simple thing. So, you know, if there's one little creature that you can look after, do it. Gosh, you'll feel good. Honestly, it's such a good feeling. It really is. Have a beautiful day looking out for our little creatures that need us. Need us maybe to have a little look. He's coming back. He's strutting. I've got to show you because I just love the strut. Sorry, I'm trying to sneak up without. I'm sorry, but that is such a good feeling to know that you are helping a creature stay alive. And look how appreciative he is. You know, no one loves me like Eddy does. It is such a good feeling. I love you, Eddy. Just so you know. Have a beautiful day, people. Go change someone's life. Even if it is your next door neighbour's captured emu. Make a difference today. Gosh, you'll feel good. Have a beautiful day. Bye.